welcome back. Come on, Zelda, work with us. Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets. We've made it to the top of Death Mountain. Look at us, all being up here. And there's also no way down. There's no stairs. There's no stairs, there's no little things to jump off of, and things over here have changed dramatically. Everything over here is gone, no place to jump down, no teleporter to the Dark World. This has been blown out, and you can just walk up here now, and there's no Tower of Hera. So that's wonderful. Not really much up here either, just kind of a thing. However, there is still the bridge that leads to where you got Ether previously. And if you go up here, there's still another stone thing. And Zelda's just gonna be there reading for a little while. By reading there for a little while, I mean until 1848, so we've got 7 minutes to kill. Now, with 7 minutes to kill, we can look at a couple things. For one, we can go up here. Fairies. Pretty sure the boomerang can go over those blocks. Or the sword beam can go over those blocks, that also works. You'll notice I'm 1 heart container short of having every heart container in the game, and that means I am 3 heart pieces. Now, 2 of them we will find in the very end, and only 1 of them we can get right now. Now, to get that one right now, all we gotta do is go rent us a shovel. Where's our shovel? This puts me on the entrance, right? Yes. What's this say? That's true! That sign made a true statement. I'll take that. She no longer sells a sword power-up now that we have the Master Sword. Probably because as far as the game's programming is concerned, there is no method of attacking that's stronger than this. Like, they would have to program in a new, more powerful attack. It was right there. Now, there is one last thing we can do, other than maybe play a minigame. Bird. And find the mole! The summit of Death Mountain, eh? A bunch of money. Heck yeah. Even as far as the glitching and stuff in this game goes, I know, as far as the getting out of bounds glitch, that I'm in this little corner. I don't know how, but you can. And given everything that's here, I really want to know what's on the other side of Death Mountain, dang it! But all I know how to do... So, by the way, I've done a bit of a glitch here. It's very barren. I feel like maybe they intended for you to come down here, but they decided against it at the last minute. Because there's a bunch of stuff here. Or I should say, not a bunch of stuff here. But it's laid out like they kind of expected you to be here. Like there's no fake doors or anything. And I said before, my goal, the one thing I really wanted to do was get to the Dark World. I wanted to figure out how the Dark World functioned in this game. And they've all but removed every option I have. The only one that I have left is this one over here. This is it. This is for all the potatoes. It's this or nothing. Ah! They saw me coming! And this is even one of the things where I can't do the thing. Ah! Which leads me to believe that they've probably coded out every instance of those in the game, which means... no. Maybe they did actually, like, at least breeze over this area, because there aren't any enemies here. But back in week 3, we could glitch our way over here, and we did see the moles running around. So maybe had we come here in a previous week, there would have been something there. But there isn't a way to get there! Oh man, it's Zelda. Ah! There's no way to do it, though. I've actually looked at every portal, every method I know of to get to them, to glitch to them, and I just can't do it. I can't get to the Dark World. Not under my own power, anyway. Alright, Zelda, sup. The silver arrows necessary for defeating Ganon himself. And a portal. Now this may look like a Dark World portal. And it may sound like a Dark World portal, but I have seen this area glitched to, and this is, as far as the coding of the game is concerned, in the Light World. It's perhaps the palette of the Dark World, but physically this is still in the Light World. I can't open the map to show you where I am, but I'm actually directly right of where I was previously. I heal up for the final battle. Feel like I've seen this room before. A piece of heart. And just up here to the right of the tower is the final piece of heart. So with that, let us fend off Ganon himself. Who knew he was still alive? Now, unlike what one would expect, there is actually no dungeon here. You're not given enough time to go through a third dungeon. But that there is something here is the reason the previous 2 dungeons were fairly short. Also, to give you time to go back and collect anything you may have missed up until now. Seeing as this is the final chapter. And as always... Gonna whoop you. Gonna whoop you. Where's my hookshot? Gonna whoop you. Gonna whoop you. Get me inside of that fire. Oh no, I'm still inside of it. I did not plan this out well. You can use the hookshot's temporary invincibility to, effectively dodge the fire. Like that. Unlike what I was doing before, which was terrible. I didn't think that through at all. Thankfully, this fight gets infinitely easier once he goes to phase 2. And then Silver Arrow him! Oh no. Hey. Now, as mentioned before, this fight is easier than it was previously. As most of the fights are. Yeah, dang it. These torches are going out soon. Whoa! As most of the fights are, because they don't have time. You're on a time limit. They can't have you dying and crap. The finishing blow! Be done with it! And I turned into a fairy at the very end. Who knew? The pounding music is gone, the storming has faded, and some peaceful music has come in its place. This portal takes you right back to the light world. If you go down here, you can find Princess Zelda. That's about all the more of an immediate ending that you get, though once the timer runs out, you will get a proper finale. This game does, however, have 2 endings, interestingly enough. If you fail to defeat Ganon before the timer is up, you get an ending where you're just shown face down on the floor. Alright, guys. Whatever you say, dudes. And you're also gifted to the peaceful music. You've got a couple minutes left, so go do what it is that you feel like doing. I forget if the timer ends at 56 or 58. Oh well, we'll see how far I can get before then. Hey man, I've always glitched myself around in spare time. What do you think I'm gonna do now? Look at me swimming.
Zelda 姫が戻られた。姫。
ご心配をかけましたね。
ご無事で何よりです。まずはお城までお戻りください。
いいえ、時間がありません。私はこの方が元の世界に戻る前にお話ししなければなりません。ヘブラ山で私は感じたのです。ガノンの謎を。魔王ガノンは勇者リンクの手によって封印されたはずでした。しかし体は封印されてもその邪悪な気は封印できていませんでした。その邪悪な気でこの方をハイラルに引き寄せたのです。もしこの方の力がガノンに取り込まれていたら ハイラルは暗い闇に包まれていました。本当にありがとう。あなたが知恵と勇気と力を持つ限り、きっと未来にも光が見えてきます。そろそろお別れの時がやってきました。
さらばじゃ。いろいろ苦労をかけたのう。